Yeah, but you prefer.
when
No,
you
but
are in
Destiny,
a
let me explain
world
to
where
you.
conservatives can say
No,
anything,
I'm not a
they can have
conservative.
any conspiracy
I'm not
theory,
a
That is
they
not
can
conservative.
have
true.
any plot, they can do any of these things, and then liberals are
All right,
supposed to sit here
Destiny,
and be like, "Oh
Destiny,
my
no.
God, it's so tragic."
No, Destiny.
Absolutely not.
Let me explain.
Absolutely.
Let me explain my position because I'm not a conservative. I'm not. I'm not on either side in your race, right? Here's what I think about what you did. You'd like to fire off, as you've done so far in this debate, about your fury at how disgusting Republicans are, how inhumane they are, how they never have any empathy, blah, 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 blah. And then you yourself actually are exactly the person that you're describing. You are inhuman. You are somebody who seems almost gleeful that a young firefighter with a family, with a wife and children, who he was protecting as he was shot dead, that he deserved what was coming to him because he went to a President Trump rally, a man who was president of the United States until recently for 4 years and maybe again. You sound almost gleeful, Destin, and I'm sorry, that makes you, frankly, despicable.
I don't think I'm gleeful about anything. I don't think anybody should die. I don't think anybody deserves to die. But you want to talk about gleeful? Look at the conservative response to Pelosi's husband when they broke in.
I can answer that.
Mainstream media figures
I can answer that.
I don't care.
I can answer that.
With all due respect, I don't care what your answer is.
Over the last 72 hours or so, Dwarf Dongsucker, aka Destiny, aka Stephen Vanell II, has been going around trying to justify the assassination of Donald Trump by saying that it's okay because conservatives do the same thing, or conservatives blah 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 blah. It's been all this whataboutisms trying to deflect onto conservatives, not even really condemning the shooter at all for whatever reason. There is no focus on what happened between the shooter. In fact, Destiny is more so laughing at the fact that the person lost his life in the rally, because if you don't know, not only was Trump injured, there was another person that was injured at the rally, and then there was somebody that just straight up died. And Destiny replied to this as all I see is a +1 for Biden or a -1 for Trump. So just kind of devoid of any empathy for the family loss, but also parading around kind of justifying the death in itself, which I don't know about you, but if I was the family member of a dead relative and I had this little midget 5'2" freak just dancing and pissing on the grave of a family member, I want terrible things to happen to him too. Unfortunately, we live on internet land, where if grifters want to keep grifting, they gotta keep pretending like words do not have consequences. Now, I'm not calling for a dictatorship on what you can or can't say like the left often try to do. I'm more so saying that your actions have consequences. Talking and praising or just justifying the death, if we're being charitable to Destiny, that's an action, right? Justifying the death of another person on the internet, it's an action, so it's gonna have consequences. Now, granted, I can't say what consequences I would want to Destiny to happen to Destiny, unfortunately, because, you know, YouTube prevents you from saying that. So I'll play ball, but you can probably figure it out. I'll just say that it should have been Destiny that was at that rally and not the fireman, you know, that was simply supporting his candidate of choice. Destiny seems to believe in an eye for an eye mentality, which really doesn't work when he's trying to prove the point that the left is better. And I think that's what he is. Otherwise, what the fuck is he doing but having a mental breakdown? If he's just trying to say that this is like unfair to the libtards and that the right has had it easy for years and gotten away with all this shit, I don't know, man. I don't think the right has gotten away with as much shit as you have. So that should just say something in itself. This whole game sounds really gay too. Where it's like, oh, well, you know, somebody might have died and haha, lol, that's a -1 on Trump and a +1 on Biden. Oh. Sorry, what were we talking about? Yeah, that's pretty much Destiny in a nutshell. But he went on Piers Morgan and he, like, debated him. What even are debates nowadays? I gotta say, he kind of lost himself. He kind of fucked himself. I'm sure there's going to be massive amounts of cope as to why Destiny didn't lose. But let's play a little bit of it anyway.
The reality is that conservatives have been turning the temperature up on the rhetoric. They have been making fun of these types of events for years, and now when something happens to them, now they're looking for sympathy from the liberal side. Absolutely not. It's insane. It's unhinged that you can conduct yourself in such a manner and expect people to feel sorry when things happen.
Why should anybody on the right listen to a word of your hectoring and lecturing about how they should behave? And by the way, for the record, the mockery of Nancy Pelosi's husband when he was attacked by an intruder with a hammer was also despicable, right? I can see despicable behavior on all sides, and I'm happy to call it out when I see it. You, however, want to present yourself as this great kind of standard bearer of decency who sees outrageous behavior on the right time and again and is incensed by this disgusting, inhumane behavior. And yet time and again, since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, you have displayed exactly the same kind of inhumane behavior. Fuck him about a fireman who is killed because he attends a rally of a guy he wants to vote for.
My issue with the MAGA kids is not that they are not empathetic. My issue is that they support a president that led an insurrection against the United States. I'm not here to tone police over their empathy.
80 million people voted for Donald Trump last time around.
That's great. 80 million people voted for a guy that tried to insurrect the government, and it looks like they might try to do it again. I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say. These are the facts on the ground. The idea that
you don't like attacks on democracy. So presumably you would unreservedly condemn the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, because that's one of the most egregious attacks on American democracy in modern times. Presumably, you will take this opportunity, given you are so determined to protect the integrity of democracy, you would find it absolutely outrageous that someone has tried to assassinate a president, right?
If the other conservatives on this show want to say that it was absolutely outrageous that Donald Trump attempted to coup the government, then maybe I would. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get on my knees and beg for forgiveness or show sympathy to conservatives.
I'm not asking for that. I'm asking you to condemn what happened as an egregious attack on democracy. Can you do that?
No, I won't. No, I won't.
You can't do that. You see, so why the hell, frankly, Destiny,
absolutely not.
Why the hell should we listen to a word you have to say about...
Why do you think conservatives haven't been listening to a word that liberals have said about anything for 8 years?
So this guy just acts like a classic liberal. I mean, you want to know why the MAGA-tards go after the libtards so hard? It's because you guys act like whiny, victim complex little bitches. This is your main representative. This is who the radical left are supporting. I mean, I'm not shitting you. If Destiny wants to talk about it, look with your eyes, homie. Yeah, go to fucking Destiny's Twitter, look with your eyes, and see all the people supporting him. Jesus fucking Christ. It is like Tifa all over again. It is literally the Islam equivalent of Tifa taking place with Destiny, just not shutting the hell up. I mean, it takes a special kind of somebody to not condemn this kind of behavior. All you gotta do is condemn it, homie. It's not even that hard to be like, oh, trying to shoot a former president is wrong, and I condemn brain malfunction. Actually, those libtards, yeah, it's like he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing anymore kind of situation. I almost want to say that he's having a manic episode of sorts, given the behavior, but I don't really know. I'm sure there's going to be DGGers that disagree. Point is, I don't think it should be that difficult to take the stance that I condemn the shooter that tried to kill Trump. I also condemn the shooter that killed another innocent human being because they attended a rally. I don't think it should be that difficult. Instead, he seems to be doubling down on this entire thing while also being really jittery and off the walls. And might I say, he just looks like the biggest little bitch while doing it. So let's just let the last bit of it play out and see what happens. Maybe our good friend Stephen Bennell could turn it around here.
But why should they?
You think that if liberals come out now and they go, "Oh my God, this was so horrible,"
but here's
they're
my
going to go,
point.
"Wow, that is true."
Charlie, Charlie, I'll bring you in at the end of this. I promise you, and you'll get a good chance to respond. But here's my problem, Destiny, with your whole position on this, right? Is that you don't actually have anything inside you that you want the other side to have. You don't have any of the empathy. You don't have any sympathy. You don't care that someone tried to assassinate Donald Trump. You don't care that a young fireman with a family was killed in the process. You don't actually. You are not the person you want these other people to be. And all you do is play whataboutery with every question I give you. And I'm just startled.
It's not what about it? We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about the temperature of this country. But here's a question for the two panelists. What percentage of this event happening was due to Donald Trump's rhetoric? What do they think the answer to that question is?
What percentage could it be that the other side, as we've just heard from Dave Rubin, has spent 8 years calling Donald Trump the new Adolf Hitler, a person who was responsible for the murder of 12 million people, including 6 million Jewish people in a Holocaust. Last time I checked, Donald Trump hasn't murdered 12 million people. So much as you would like him to be the new Hitler, he's not. But again, to an impressionable young deranged mind who has easy access to guns, that can be easily interpreted as an existential threat, said President Biden. Somebody that needs to be put in the bullseye, said Biden.
Okay,
only last week. And guess what? Guess what? Somebody then comes forward and tries to kill the existential threat.
I'm sure you can watch the entire thing by yourself. We might be going over this on Friday's stream, actually, because it's getting quite hot in here with this. Destiny just being, on top of being a cuckold, being a skeevy, weaselly little bitch, playing the whataboutisms, and also thinking nothing bad should happen to him. Oh my god, I'm crying because I got demonetized on Twitter with abysmal revenue, mind you. I mean, keep in mind, this isn't going to put Destiny on the streets. He's still going to have millions of dollars from the retards that are supporting him on YouTube and other places. Getting demonetized from Twitter and, you know, now figuring out that Elon Musk is a huge fucking conning hypocrite. Oh boy, who could have figured that? Oh, I did. I told everybody that Elon was a hypocrite and a liar and a con, and that the conservatives were retards for believing him. Hey, guess what? I'm not really leaning towards any direction either. I've made fun of people on the right and on the left, but this shit is taking the cake, and it's making the right look normal again. It's making the right look good. It's making the right look like the good guys. And I know you don't want that, Destiny, because it seems like the entire thing that you're trying to do here is trying to still make the right look bad, despite your side being equally as bad. Hell, taking it one step further, because they're just as unhinged, deranged, and little as you are. The only difference is you're a good con artist and a swindler that's able to go ahead on the internet, unfortunately, and be able to brainwash a bunch of people into thinking that you're smarter than you actually are, which is the curse of many on the internet. I mean, there's a certain internet lawyer from Minnesota named Rick Hada Law that managed to pull this too. Saying that there's quite a lot in common that you have with him. But we'll probably look at this on Friday, the Pierce Morgan versus Destiny thing. I just leave you off with that little clip. It's just Destiny playing whataboutisms and failing to even want to condemn the shooter of the entire thing, which is kind of crazy because, I mean, shit, man. You're not going to condemn the shooter. You might as well say you wanted to do it too. In another lifetime where Destiny wasn't conning a bunch of people on the internet, he would have been that shooter. Oh yeah, there's also the Elon Musk being a hypocrite thing. That's nothing new to me. I had been saying it for months now. Everybody should have known this. Apparently Elon demonetized Destiny on Twitter despite Elon saying that, oh, fuck the advertisers, dog. Yeah, nobody bought the, well, I didn't buy that. Most of the retards that I know bought that. I mean, most of the conservative grifters like the Quartering and Melanie Mack bought that bullshit rhetoric and thought that Elon was being real, or they just knew he was lying and they didn't care anyway. They wanted to keep sucking up to him. But yeah, Elon Musk is a fucking hypocrite. Oh, who could have seen that coming? Literally anybody. Destiny could have at any point called out that Elon was a hypocrite, but only chose to do it now when what? Well, it affects him. Oh, soy bitch. All of a sudden, he has to point out that Daddy Elon isn't as consistent as he went ahead and conned everybody to think he was. But it's only after it affects our good soy bitch, Stephen Vanell II. And I kind of like how they're cannibalizing each other too, because I've seen certain righties that have been praising Destiny in the past, calling him based, now trying to like snitch on him to fucking Elon Musk. That's hilarious to me. It's hilarious how you guys eat each other up, because again, you prove my point on how all of you are fucking fake as shit and you only look out for your bank accounts at the end of the day, while pretending and just taking advantage generally of the general public and their stupidity or lack of critical thinking abilities because they have way too much shit on their plates. Thank you, Biden. Thank you, no longer $1 menu at McDonald's. At least Skyline's chili is still good, right? Anyway, that's all I got for this video, guys. Destiny is a pathetic loser little bitch that glorifies the death of individuals he doesn't like, but you have to still tweet him as a victim. You can't do anything bad to him. God. Classic libtard rhetoric. And that's why the left are full of fucking ass clowns. And that's why right-wing grifters like the Quartering and Melanie Mack have power, because you guys allow them to by being as retarded and stupid and caught up in your feels as fucking Destiny.